There you are, Kalanu. Come rest a while. If you will have no better opportunity after witnessing their god's ignominious defeat, Dalmasha will be less inclined to risk our wrath. For a time, at least. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. I was in the process of apologizing. I do hope you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use to you or the abductees. Okay, let me make this mess. They may be hollow-bodied, but they cannot be said of their minds. For once man is tempered, but it ill suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst all of our misfortunes, there is still reason to rejoice. Ifrit is slain, and by your hand no less. Woohoo! Let's see here. That is the deed of no ordinary individual, Kalanu. Not that I ever thought of you were ordinary, on the contrary. I have long suspected that you were of the potential to shape the fate of the realm. What can I say? My fine eye for talent remains undimmed. Sure, Thancred. Sure. Like we all believe that. Philly will be proud beyond all reckoning when she hears of your deeds. I trust that you shan't object to my bearing the tidings to her. That way I can claim to have contributed something to the mission. You, meanwhile, have earned yourself a rest. Take some time to relax and return to the waking sands when you are good and ready. We can discuss matters in more detail then. Just don't take too long, will you? The realm's problems won't solve themselves. Yeah, I understand that. So, let's see here. A little quick trip to the gold saucer. Oh, wait, wait. What the heck? I disappeared there for a second. The triumphant hero returns. Thancred told us the news upon his arrival. He is presently in the Solar, giving a full report to Lady Minfilia. You should join them there at once. Lady Minfilia is most eager to see you. Ooh, new rest guards. My late arrival nearly cost Kalanu his life. I wasn't there when the Almaja took him prisoner. And I wasn't there when they served him to Ifrit. At least he's manning up to it. Gotta applaud that. Yes, by some miracle he survived. That does not excuse the fact that he should never have faced those dangers alone. I failed him utterly. Just as I'm failing you all. What's done is done, Thancred. You can ill blame yourself for every. Kalanu, it's good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I just finished regaling Minfilia of your heroic exploits. Thancred told me everything. You have done well to return to us. The perils you face are undeniably great. Yet a part of me believes that I have no cause to fear. Now we can put paid to our long investigation. As we suspected, the Almaja undertook both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning the primal Ifrit. Nor is the tale limited to Ul'dah. Similar incidents have been rife in both Limsa, Lominsa, and Gridania of late. I dare say you've been curious to follow these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume ether if they are to maintain their presence here. And the stronger they become, the more ether they require. Now, ether exists throughout creation. It flows through all life, and permeates the very air that we breathe. Alas, this alone will not suffice to sustain the lights of Ifrit. Nay, he and his kind require a more concentrated source of ether, crystals. It is for that reason incidents involving crystals have often been traced back to a primal. Which leaves us with the why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well with the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of ether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out for their god for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon towards which a primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is this coming together or etheric convalescence which grants the being's physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful the god becomes. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give. In order to gain more power, they do not scruple to create followers. They do this by tempering mortals, a process for which you yourself are subjected. Yet, even as Ifrit took your comrades in his thrall, you alone remain unaffected. This is thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. Okay. So, I am protected by the Echo. It's either like a... This is going back to D&D. It's either a spell of protection, or if it's by this game, by the way they described, it's untempered, by Heidelin. So it's either a protection spell or I'm tempered. But I haven't had any notices to worship her, so I don't know. I have to remember that. Much thoughts. Must think of them. Let's see here. Let's see here. We know why of it, but I'm blessed with those Echo. We are immune to the primal's influence. It's either like a... This is going back to D&D. It's either a spell of protection, or if it's by this game, by the way they know not why they're blessed by the Echo, but are immune to the primal. Untempered. By Heidelin. So it's either a protection spell or I'm tempered. But I haven't had any notices to worship her, so it's either like a... This is going back to D&D. It's either a spell of protection, is to worship her, so I don't know. I have to remember. It's either like a... This is going back to D&D. It's either a spell of protection. Come on. Or if it is as though greater power protects us. When you first came to us, I told you that the Echo would be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. Trust you now begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning. Such elaborate designs are a new development, one which fills me with an unshakable feeling of foreboding. While I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief that at your safe return. The immortal flames assure me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. We may rest easy for a time. Suggest you take full advantage of the respite, Kalanu. You may be sure it won't last long. Once people learn the identity of the hero-filled Ifrit, I fear you will nary a moment to yourself. Ooh. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Is it? Whether she intended to or no, Mephilia neglected to tell you something. Something I think you best heard from one of us. Concerns the temperate abductees that you rescued. Sorry to report that all were put to death. Flames with whom you were imprisoned included. Needless to say, this information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if it were any other recourse. Once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very essence leads strength to the primal with whom he cannot choose but worship. So we Scions continue to fight, that no more innocents need be sacrificed. I hope that you will continue to stand with us, Kalanu. But I should be going. Must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the losses his people suffered. Till next time. This would have been way to end the stream before. This was a hit. God forgive me. How many more lives? Luis Law would never have allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. Well, that's one way to say it. Alrighty. Go over here. Hero in the making. Not until so very long ago, you're one of the many adventurers seeking to make their way to Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you are raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Therefore you travel the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Eden Papalima that the Scions would benefit from your aid, and no sooner had you joined us, you personally bested up Primal. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in so doing. Less fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. Oh boy, did you already rat me out? You ratted me out. We have guests, Kalanu, or rather, you have guests. Hasn't even been 5 minutes and you ratted me out. Thank you, Minfilia. Beg pardons? Ah, Lady Minfilia, radiant as always. I'm given to understand that the Scions of Sevaton have but recently welcomed a new hero in their midst. I'm here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Limsa Lomitsa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. Seriously? Seriously. As you can see, Kalanu, your recent exploits have garnered you the attentions of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's Bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. I already feel insulted. If you three companies had any sense, you would have sent your leaders here to get me. But I don't know any of you three. Not the one. Him I might. You might have seen him over at Gridania. He would not only go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. This is evidence they have high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Kalanu's deed spread so quickly. That the immortal flame should know of his triumph is to be expected, but what of the other grand companies? Your reputation precedes you, Master Rotuno. There's no ordinary man who can face a primal and emerge the victor. I imagine our pride when we learned that you began your journey as an adventurer in our own Gridania. Know that the people hold you in high esteem, and that you will always be welcome among us. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of valiant men such as you. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace will ever reign over the 12th Wood. What a pleasure to finally meet you, Master Ratuno. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing of terms. Man of your talent belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together lead us to a prosperous future in Ul'dah. The Admiral was not exaggerating when he said you had the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. It is only natural that we want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us, the grand vessel of Linsome Laminsa, to the shores of glory. Oh, Lord. And a very puzzled Lala. Lady Manfilia. Very well. I'm quite sure you need no reminding. May I have a brief summary of the situation to help clarify your thoughts on the matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are all-encompassing organizations that power to call upon the martial, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. These are presently three such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Limso Laminsa, the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a Grand Company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You'll be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you'll be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove useful to you in other endeavors. If you are agonizing over which of the Grand Companies best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day need not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you're entitled to do so. And yet, I can see that is no small choice for you to face. Thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall the three city-states are planning to hold a remembrance service. Well, as part of the proceedings, I'm given to understand that the leader of each Grand Company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. You're wise as you are beautiful, Get the brown nose off your nose. Get that brown off your nose. Farewell. Let Kalanu hear our leader speak, then return here with his decision. Okay, Uldah's out. We eagerly await your answer. I know well that adventurers by their nature a liberty-loving breed, not best suited to the discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join the Grand Company nevertheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You possess a great power, Kalanu, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Know that great power is wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one man. In the midst of a Grand Company, however, you will be one man amongst many, friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization needs not mean leaving another. I hope that we will continue to rely upon your aid. 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. Grand Companies seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I will have you carry this Link Pro with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. Damn, her tits are huge. Yours is changing, Kalanu. You have the power to help shape it anew. None can say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now it's time to be made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She'll appraise you of where and when the remembrance services are due to take place.